Welcome to the Success Sensei podcast for anyone interested in success, happiness, and balance. We'll teach you how to be a black belt at life. And now, your host, former professional fighter, multiple world champion, entrepreneur, and investor, Robert Devane.
Bowing in, this is Roundhouse Rob, the Success Sensei, helping you to win at life one kick and punch at a time. Today I'm talking about, are you up and down like a yo-yo? And this is episode 208. Welcome to the Friday Blitz.
The Success Sensei, Friday Blitz coming at ya.
Are you up and down like a yo-yo? This is the first episode I've done in a long time that I have absolutely zero notes, so fingers crossed it goes well. Sometimes when you're doing the podcast episodes, I don't know what kind of image you have in your mind, but a lot of the time, if I'm being totally honest and other people are being totally honest about the process, you are squeezing it into your personal life. You're just running to your office, try to get it done. Sometimes the last one I did in the van, I mean, you're just doing them whenever they can. It's not the glamorous lifestyle that maybe some people would try to project, and that's the brutal honesty of it. So this is one of those. I said I wouldn't need any notes. I'll just wing it. I should be okay. So let me know how I got on. So are you up and down like a yo-yo? So basically we're talking about the emotional roller coaster that is the pandemic, COVID-19, the coronavirus. It's non-stop every day. I've banged on about, controlling the controllables and, limiting your contact with media, with total media immersion that can be very negative on your emotions as well. But I suppose the biggest thing I wanted to say to you today in this episode is that if you are up and down like a yo-yo, if your emotions are swapping and switching, is to let you know that it is totally normal. It's totally normal at the best of times, and it's absolutely totally normal now during the pandemic, the coronavirus. You might not be open about your feelings to people that you meet in everyday life. You might hide your feelings, as a lot of people do, and that's fine. I mean, that's the way that you operate, and it's what makes you you. Some people are loud, some people are quiet, some people, pretty much everybody hides their feelings to some extent. So you might not get to talk to people on that kind of a level to let you know that absolutely everybody is thinking and feeling the same thing. As I said, in normal life, 1 minute you feel like a winner, another minute you feel like a loser, and that is life. It's part of the human experience. You cannot deny the full range of human emotions in your life. Sometimes you're going to be sad, no matter how happy a person you are. Sometimes you're going to be angry, no matter how calm you are. I mean, this is life. There's the full range of human emotions. You try not to get led by your emotions too much, but the biggest lesson I'm going to try to tell you today is you need to be accepting of your emotions. Not give in to them, but be accepting of them. So I'll give you an example. If you are nervous, and then those nerves make you nervous that you are nervous, that leads to more nervousness. Have I totally confused you? It's the same with stress. If you're stressed, and then you're stressed about feeling stress, so you're stressed that you're stressing out, that will make you more stressed. If you have anxiety, it's the same lesson. If you have anxiety and you're anxious because you're experiencing anxiety, that leads to more anxiousness and it leads to more anxiety. So you have to kind of accept it. So what am I talking about? Well, basically, when you're going into a fight, when you're professionally fighting, when you're going to step into a cage, when you're going to step into a boxing ring, kickboxing ring, onto a fighting arena in front of a lot of people, you are going to be nervous. If you deny those nerves, if you feel nerves and you translate those wrongfully into lack of preparedness or lack of confidence. If you're feeling nervous and you go, I'm feeling nervous, I shouldn't be feeling nervous. If I was on top of my game, I'd be so confident I wouldn't be nervous. Wrong, false. And what happens is you then get nervous because you're nervous, which is a totally normal response to be nervous going into a nervous situation. So if you can't simply go, I'm nervous, that's a normal human trait, that's what I'm supposed to be experiencing right now, you're not going to be able to move on for it. So you simply accept the nerves and you move on. So as Susan Jeffers' famous book, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. Feel the nerves and carry on. Feel the stress. Allow yourself to be stressed. There's the cat at the door crying to come in. Not now, cat. I'm doing the podcast. You probably can't hear, so I didn't even need to tell you any of that. So if you're stressed, you need to accept that you're stressed. You need to not stress that you're stressed and think that you're inferior because you're stressed and therefore leading to more stress. The same with anxiety, the same with nerves, the same with the emotional roller coaster that everybody is on right now. Be more forgiving to yourself. That's my main point. You're not as different from other people as you might think you are. It's just that people aren't expressing these things. I don't know why I find it easier to communicate in certain areas. I think it's because I come from a fighting background, because, you know, the things I have faced, say in the cage or in the boxing ring, or, you know, in the lots of competitions. I think that for me is a heightened nervous and potentially fearful scenario. So I think I face other things, and I know that they're not as hard as that. And also, I'm not worried about my pride being tested. When you're standing there, right, you're pretty much naked apart from your fighting shorts, in front of absolutely everybody. It could be not your hometown either, so everybody against you, and you're willing to fight somebody else whose sole objective is to hurt you or beat you into submission. And you're willing to put your neck on the line. You're willing to put yourself into that vulnerable scenario. A lot of things aren't going to daunt you. So when I express myself in everyday life to people, I think I can speak a hell of a lot more freely than other people can, because I'm not worried about them thinking that I'm less of a man for expressing my emotions, or that, you know, I'm a coward because I've expressed my emotions. I'm not worried about these hang-ups that I notice a lot of other people may be worried about in their mind, which holds them back from being able to express. You should try to get a close group around you that you are able to express yourself, but I know realistically you're not going to be completely vulnerable with people. So while you're suffering in silence on the inside, while you're keeping a lot of your problems and your angst to yourself, just know the main point again for this episode is just to let you know not to worry about being worried, because it just makes you more worried, and everybody is worried whether they admit it or not, whether they have a strong Instagram page or not. Everybody's nervous, everybody's stressed, everybody has anxiety. Make peace with the full range of human emotions that you're going to experience throughout your life. It's impossible to be happy every single minute of every single day, to be elated and to be positive. That's impossible. Circumstantial stuff is going to happen, which is happening right now, that you have no control about. So you try to control the controllables and try to forgive yourself for the full range of human emotions that you're going to experience. Hopefully that has, you know, eliminated or slightly reduced any of your stress, anxiety or worry. Just accept it, move on, concentrate on your goals, concentrate on what you can do, concentrate on what you want to do, concentrate on what makes you happy. And don't be concentrating on, you know, a few, you know, temporary negative emotions that you're going to feel. And I bang on the point again, beware what you're putting into your mind via your ears and your eyes, via the media, via all the negative press, all the 2020 they're absolutely having a field day. As I said in a recent podcast, if you were really focused on all the constant news every day, the barrage of news, even the negative news stories that's been added to all the pandemic and the COVID news, you really would think that the world is actually broken and society is broken and that there is no hope, and that's an awful feeling to have. So reduce all that, as I said, that's going into your brain via your eyes and ears. Reduce it and control what you can control, and make sure you do the things that make you happy. Make sure you listen to your music, make sure you read your books, make sure you talk to your friends, make sure you hang out with animals and pets, make sure that you go out in nature, make sure you do your exercise, make sure you're sleeping right, make sure you're eating right. Sure, that's all easy, isn't it? We'll talk about that in another episode. So thank you for listening. I'm Roundhouse Rob, the Success Sensei. Life is a fight you can enjoy and win. Bowing out.
This This has been the Success Sensei, fighting the winning fight. So add us, subscribe, like, and comment. Keep those hands up and keep moving forward.